I've been thinking about this, and I've been really thinking about it for like a few days now. Ever since this news came out about possibility of Call of Duty being removed from Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Even though I already made a video about it, okay, I just need you guys to hear me out again and my reasoning why I don't think this is such a good idea. All right. Now, let me just kind of put this in a perspective. For those of you who don't like Call of Duty, I hear you. I understand. For those of you who are not a fan of this franchise, that's fine. It's not for everyone, okay? Not every genre is for everyone. Not every game is for everyone. But let's be honest here. Let's look at the statistics. You know, Call of Duty, it's a huge franchise. Okay? And there's a lot of people from, ages of, 18 and up, 21 and up, ages of 30 and up, 40 and up, from, 18 years old to 21 years old, 30, people in their 30s, 40s, even some of the old gamers like who are like in their mid 50s, they're playing Call of Duty. So Call of Duty, it's a huge franchise, it's a huge phenomenon. Okay, just like Grand Theft Auto, it's a huge phenomenon. Just like Fortnite, it's a huge phenomenon. So let's put things in perspective. Call of Duty, it's a money maker. Okay, there's always people playing Call of Duty. Like right now, I could jump into Call of Duty, and I guarantee you, it will take less than I don't know, less than a minute for me to jump in and start playing with someone. Okay, it's not that difficult to find to play with someone. The servers are always up and running. There's always people playing. Whether you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7, whether you're playing Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, there's always people playing. Even on Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2, there's people playing. I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare 2. So, this notion that I hear from people, I don't care if they remove Call of Duty. Listen, Call of Duty, it's expensive as it is. It's not bad enough that you have to pay $70 for a base game, but then you have to pay for the season pass, you have to pay for a battle pass, and all this other stuff. All that stuff adds up, man. You know, I would rather, I would rather play Call of Duty through Game Pass. People say, but why don't you just buy it? Why don't you just own it? Okay, yeah, well, there's always that. Sure, you know. But then again, my point is I have to pay $70 plus an additional $30 for a battle pass or season pass and all the other added features that they have that I have to pay for, which all cost money. There's a paywall behind it. Okay? All of that costs money. All right? So to be able to play all of the Call of Duties on a Game Pass, I like that option, you know. I don't like the option of only one option where you just have to buy it. You know. I don't like paying for multiplayer games. People say, but you're paying for the service. Yeah, but there's a difference. I'm not just paying for the Call of Duty for $30. There's other benefits with Game Pass, of course, with other games to play. Sure. But to have this, you know, Call of Duty on top of that adds even more value. What I'm trying to say is, I hear you. Yes, some of you don't like Call of Duty, but there's millions of people out there that do love Call of Duty. And if you remove Call of Duty from Game Pass, they're going to leave. So, yes, you might lower the price, but you're also going to lose so many other people. You're also going to lose so many people. I'm sure they're having this conversation in the meetings right now at the Microsoft in Seattle, Washington State in Seattle, at the Microsoft headquarters. I'm sure Asha Sharma is having this conversation right now in a meeting. I'm sure people are telling her, yeah, yes, we can reduce the price, but we worked so hard to acquire this acquisition with Activision, and now you want to throw that away just so you can lower the price on the Game Pass. And on top of lowering that price, we're also going to lose a lot of people. We're going to lose a lot of players because they're going to say, well, that's it. I'm canceling my Game Pass because there's no Call of Duty anymore. People have Game Pass only for Call of Duty so they can play all of these Call of Duty games from Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, and we're talking ages 18 and up. You know, we're talking about young people who are playing this. That's millions of them who are playing this. And you're just going to remove that? You know, I think that's what gives the Game Pass the value. Not only can you play all these day one releases like Forza Horizon 6 and Fable, right? And all these other games, but on top of all of that, you have Call of Duty. I think that's what gives the Game Pass the value. And I think that's what Phil Spencer was talking about. Now, do I agree with the $30 a month? Of course not. I wish that they would have kept it like at $24.99, like $25. $25, I think everyone would like understand. All right, you know, $25 for a Game Pass, we get it, man. We understand. No problem. You know what I mean? At $25, I think everyone would have understand. All right, that's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal. So I don't know, man. I know you guys will not agree with me, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. But I think, you know, removing Call of Duty, it's a bad decision. Just so you can lower the price to $20, and then you're gonna add some ads on top of that, some annoying ads that I have to constantly read. I don't know, man. You know, I think some of you guys are getting too excited about this, but I don't know if this is going to be a good thing. Because what's the trade-off? The trade-off is what? Okay, so they're going to lower the price. But then what are you paying that $20 for? You're losing a bunch of games. That means a bunch of games will be removed. A lot of cool games will be removed from Game Pass, and I don't want to see that. I don't like seeing games being removed. So is that what you want? You want to lower the price to $20 just so you can remove a bunch of cool games? You know? And removing Call of Duty, certainly you will lose a lot of people. They will cancel their membership, I guarantee you. One of the reasons they have the Game Pass is because it's because of this game, the Call of Duty. Now, I know, I hear you. There's a certain percentage of you that don't like Call of Duty, and that's fine and dandy. It's okay, I understand. Not everyone loves Call of Duty, but we can't ignore the fact that there's millions of fans out there who still play this game. And there's a new generation of young people who just, you know, finish high school and they're in college and they're playing Call of Duty. And they're competing, all right? They even have tournaments. You know, Call of Duty is still a huge franchise. Like, everybody's acting as if Call of Duty is like nothing. Yes, I know they didn't do so well with the Black Ops 7. Okay, fine. So what? So what? There will be another Call of Duty coming out. There will be Modern Warfare 4, okay? You know, I'm sure there will be another Black Ops 8. You know, they will change things up. They'll make it better. Okay? But don't tell me that Call of Duty is not a important franchise. Why do you think Microsoft went through all this trouble? And I'm sure they're going to tell her. I'm pretty sure even Satya will tell her it's out of the question. You cannot remove Call of Duty. If you want to remove some other games, that's fine, but Call of Duty is out of the question. And I'm pretty sure Satya will tell her this because Satya knows how much money they had to spend on legality, hiring the lawyers, traveling to UK to win this case in a court for this acquisition of Activision. They spent billions of dollars, man. So, really? We're just gonna, and I already mentioned this before, so we're just gonna ignore that. We're just gonna say, okay, who cares? We wasted billions of dollars for nothing. I'm sorry. No. It's a big sum of money, man. So I don't think that this will happen. And I know a lot of people are talking about this, but I really don't believe that this will be the case. Because Microsoft lost a lot of money buying this company, Activision, and getting the acquisition. They spent, I don't know how many billions, man, a lot of billions. Not to mention the legal fees. So all of a sudden now they're just going to remove it just so you can lower the price to $20. And on top of that, you're going to lose a lot of players. A lot of people will leave. You're going to lose a lot of people. They will cancel. They will say, the hell with this. I'm leaving. Look, man, I just can't buy into this idea that Call of Duty will be removed. Okay. And again, it has nothing to do whether you like it or don't like it. It has to do with the one simple fact. This is a behemoth of a franchise. This is a money maker. And removing this, well, it defeats the purpose of Game Pass. Remember the value. It's not about how much are you paying. It's about what are you paying for? Remember, it's about the value. It's not so much about how much something costs. It's about what is the value. And why would you want to remove this? Removing Call of Duty, it's like it defeats the purpose of the value right now. People will say, well, then what's the point of me getting a Game Pass if I can't play Call of Duty? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I know I already made a video about this, and I don't want to, go back repeating to what I already talked about before. I'm just simply saying, removing Call of Duty, it's a bad idea. Honestly, it's a bad idea, and I don't think it will happen. If it does happen, I think it's a mistake. Okay? And I know you guys will not agree with me. I know you guys will disagree with me. That's okay. But I think removing Call of Duty, it's a mistake. And if you don't think this is a mistake, well, then you just don't understand how big the Call of Duty is. Maybe you need to look at some statistics on how big this franchise is. And again, I get it. I understand. There's a percentage of you that don't like Call of Duty. Well, there's also a percentage of people that don't like Battlefield. But guess what? There's still a huge percentage playing Battlefield 6. Okay? So let's look at statistics. All right? Call of Duty, it's a huge franchise. It's been around for a long time. And if you think that this is not a big deal, then why do you think Microsoft went out of its way to spend billions and billions on this? And if you don't think that you will not lose players subscribing to Game Pass once you remove Call of Duty, if you think that they will not cancel, You will see how many people will cancel Game Pass simply because there's no more Call of Duty available. Oh, you'll see a huge percentage of players canceling. And then the Microsoft will say, well, what was the point of this? Now we're losing all of these players. It's not bad enough that we spent billions of dollars in the legal fees, the amount of money we spent on the legal fees, and billions of dollars trying to acquire Activision. And now we're removing it. We're removing Call of Duty. And not only did we remove Call of Duty, but now we lost so many percentages of players who have subscribed for Game Pass only for the Call of Duty. And now they canceled. I don't know. Listen, before I end this video, I'm all about, listen to me, I'm all about lowering the price. Okay? I wish that every subscription service would lower the price. Okay? I'm all about lowering the price. I'm all about that. However, hear me out. If you lower that price to, let's say, $20 or $16, and you remove all of these games, then what's the point? I even heard some people say they should also remove day one releases. Are you kidding me, dude? Day one releases is it's bread and butter of what makes Game Pass, dude. Why do you think I'm excited for Forza Horizon 6? Because of Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. And I know some of you guys, it's okay. I know you will disagree with me. And I know a lot of you don't like Call of Duty, but I want you to look at this from a different perspective. You want to remove all these games just so you can lower the price, just so they can put a bunch of ads on there? What have you achieved? I would rather pay $30 and have a great value than to pay $16 or $20 and have no games to play and then a bunch of ads running on the Game Pass. I don't know, man. Look, we don't know. This is nothing. It's set in stone, but there's talk about it. She's mentioning it. She's not happy about it, and that's good that she's not happy about the $30 a month. But if this is what she wants to do, remove Call of Duty and a bunch of other games, well, then what's the point of paying for the Game Pass? What's the value then? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. Look, my whole point here is removing Call of Duty. I think it would be a mistake. That's just my opinion. Removing Call of Duty would be a mistake. And that's my opinion, and that's what I think. Okay? You guys can disagree with me. That's okay. But I know that there's people out there who will say Mr. 4K makes a good point. Even though I don't like Call of Duty, right? That's okay if you don't like Call of Duty. There's no law that says you have to like Call of Duty. It's not like a written law that says, oh, you have to like it. But what I'm simply saying is some people will look at this video and they will say, well, even though I don't like Call of Duty, but he does make an interesting point. Call of Duty, it's a behemoth. It's not like some small game, small franchise. All right, this is a behemoth. This is a money maker. This is a money maker. And you're going to remove this? I don't know, man. I don't know. If it happens, if they remove Call of Duty, then honestly, I think that's a bad mistake, honestly, because right there you are defeating the purpose of what the Game Pass is all about. The best place to play your games, the best place to play all of these games, the value, right? I think that's what Phil Spencer wanted to create. And now she's trying to change that. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it would be a mistake to remove Call of Duty. That's all I'm saying. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. And happy Friday, happy weekend. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.